Alright, we have a small tour review that's should have been even smaller. I was actually going to do this on the 30th, but I didn't have time. Then same for the next week. Plus there's a couple things that came that I was originally going to have in next month, but no, they get to be in this month. Alright, let's start with Pop-Up Pals. This is exact. I don't know if there's a version of this that was released without any sticker, or if it just came off. I feel like I've heard both, because I know George has this exact same one, and his doesn't have a sticker, but I swear his had, like, some residue. Now I have the, like, middle version of this, and by that it's these same colors, but they're, like, more pastel, and it was released in, like, the mid-2000s. You can squish all the animals, and I think that's great. They're very sticky. The lion is extremely sticky. Elephant, a little bit. Bear, really. And the dog, not at all. So, pretty self-explanatory. I forgot, this is really close to Bach. It's either these two colors are swapped, or these two colors are swapped. So there's just one small difference in colors. I have not ever seen the exact color one. I don't know if anyone's ever thought about that, but it's unfound. Anyways, Batat, made in China. Next we have Rusty Robin Puppet. This is just like Stella Starling from the previous one. I put it on the water bottle. Something shit happened I don't understand, and these might not be made anymore, but I got one while I could. It goes nicely with the other one, and they both are displayed together. So, very good puppet. I don't know if they're still on Etsy, but if they are, I recommend getting them, especially when they're on sale. I got mine when it was on sale. Yeah. Oh boy. I also had have a UK package coming that I was hoping would come today, because it was scheduled to, but did not. It says Thursday. So, wanted to review a lot of the stuff from that in this tour review, but it'll have to wait next for August. Which August will not be happening until at least the 3rd, because I will be on vacation from July 19th to the 2nd of August. I will be gone in California. I don't expect to make any videos then, but if something happens and I do, then woohoo. Anyways, this is a solar system crystal paperweight ball, whatever you want to call it, and it's funny, I actually saw this in person in 2018 when I was on vacation in Sedona, but it was like $50 or $60. And it looked cool, but I didn't want it that much. So I randomly thought about it again and realized, hey, it's probably on eBay for cheap. And it was. This was $17. There's a version of this that's not colorful, and it's really boring, and I don't want that one. But I got the colorful one. So one thing I didn't know, I thought this base lit up, but it's actually magnetic. So you unscrew this, and there's a few magnets. And that is, I believe, what keeps it spinning somewhat consistently. Because, like, I just barely turn it, and you can kind of see there's something that's propelling it a little bit more than it usually would. It's a bit dirty because I've played with it a lot, but eh. This isn't rare. I think it's still being made, or at the very least it was a couple years ago. But it's something I've kind of had my eye on for a while, so I'm glad to get it. And now I got a weird one. Here's the Triple Ooze, and this is that weird version with the pink that's extremely pink. I actually think I had this one for a while. Well, not a while, because when I was talking to Rift in 2022, he like sent this to me to get a clip of, and I did. And then I forgot if I sold it or sent it back to him, but something. And it was this exact one. And this was on Mercari. I know George really wants the Triple Ooze, so I sent it to him, asked if he wanted it. He didn't, so I got it. I don't really have one that's too close to this, so I'm going to keep it for now, but I will definitely consider selling it, especially if there's someone who really wants it. It's not the most interesting color combo, but the neon pink is fun, it works well, and it was pretty cheap. So, This, along with another thing, came today. I had to go into the mailbox and get it, which is really far, actually. So, 2 extra things in this video that... Well, actually, there's 4 things in this video that would not be here if this video was made on time. It'd be like 5 minutes. So, very solid. Glad to have it, and I will think about selling it. I'll get clips of it for sure, though. It looks pretty good on black, but I definitely want to get it on white, too. Which, speaking of, I filmed a bunch of the stuff in this video yesterday. I have to get those, uploaded. Then I have a couple more things I want to film on black. A couple older things, plus what's going to come in the UK and eventually France order. And then, once I get back from vacation, I want to try and film on white again, because there's a lot of stuff I have not done on my white background that needs to be. Like I said, the UK order says Thursday, and France having some issues, but I'm going to really try and get it done before vacation. Anyways, Flip a Frog. This was in a wind-up toy lot, which had the sidestepping turtle in it, and a bunch of random shit I didn't want. It had been on for a month and no one got it, and it was pretty cheap, so I just did, because I wanted this exact one, and my other one's broken as shit. So I sold the turtle, just did whatever with the other shit, because most of it was broken. And my other one's completely broken. This one, it tries. It doesn't succeed, and I can't get a clip of it because this would be the clip. Dead. But it's yellow feet. Didn't have that, so it's cool. There's rattling in it, and I have no idea if that's why it's not working properly, or if it's actually supposed to be like that, or what. Anyways, here is the Playful Circus seals, and where is the box? Oh yeah, it's buried. It's that roll, and you know what, it's right here. It's just in another box, so I gotta deal with that. Here's the box for it. Oh, wait. Here's the box for it. Okay, so this was on eBay for a bid. Now, the one I originally had the track that worked, 2 seals, except each seal was missing an arm, so they couldn't get lifted up the stairs. This one didn't, so I sold that one. And this one, for whatever reason, so the box is weird. It's the Rollin' Fun version. I can't really show it fully. I know Koala has this box. I feel like it's pretty rare. No surprise, it comes from KB Toys. But there is one surprise, if I can get it open. If. That's a big if. Okay. Oh, alright. Oh, here we go. So in the box is a receipt. And it's hard to see, but it's dated 1993. It was $9.99, and look at this, Seal Penguin Assortment. I don't know... Well, let me also preface by saying this came with 3 of the penguins from the Playful Penguin race, which I sold with it, because I didn't need them. So this came with the penguins, and this begs the question, is Seal Penguin Assortment a set of the 3 seals and 3 penguins you can get? Or did they just come with this for no reason, and they were actually sold like that? The box says this was $9.99, so I'm leaning the second option, as weird as that would be. That does not make any sense, and I wonder if they did it for anything else. If anyone went to KB Toys in 1993 or 4 or whatever it was, do confirm. Because, and you're not going to believe this, but I did not go to KB Toys in 1993. I also definitely thought that box was newer than 93, but I guess not. Which is good, I suppose. Alright. Oh, I never even turned this on. It works. I got a bunch of clips of this, so I will upload them when I can. You may also notice that I took the squeaker out, because I didn't want to hear that. I gotta do it with all my other ones too, at some point. So yeah, it works. You know what doesn't work though? Our internet. We've been without it since Thursday, and we've been on our neighbor's Wi-Fi. And it was supposed to get fixed today. It didn't. Long story short, CenturyLink sucks, and I don't know when we're gonna have it back. Hopefully tomorrow. They say they're coming tomorrow. The neighbor's Wi-Fi is fine. It's unstable, but it can be decent. I tried it when it was... I did a speed test when it was working pretty well, and it was actually better than our old internet, which is disturbing. So, who knows? If we don't have our internet back by the time I have to stream, it's not going to matter because it's actually really good on the laptop, but on the desktop, it's not great. I don't know why. Anyways, I should not be lifting this with one hand. Here is Tropic Paradise. And there is a box, I just need to grab it. Where is the off? Here we go. Okay. So this has 7 fish. There was another one of the little small ones, but it was broken, and I didn't care because it's too many fish anyways. Okay, let me grab the box. I have it right here. So yeah, Magic Aquarium. Even though it's not Magic Aquarium, it's Tropic Paradise. Get it right. It's by JSL, except it's not. Because in the instructions, it says it's by Wanda Toys. W-A-N and D-A being separate words. Which I feel like I've heard of, and I went to their Wayback and it had like a bunch of weird aqua products. I don't think I had the Aquafun, but I could be wrong. Maybe it did. So this works fine. There's a little piece of something down there that you can barely see. I did get clips of this, but you have, this is America, so you have many choices of products. And if you don't like Magic Aquarium, Tropic Paradise, whatever you want to call it, you can have Coral Reef Paradise, which is mostly rubbed off the top, man. And Coral Reef Paradise has a box too. Here it is. It looks disturbingly similar to the Aquafun because it kind of is. As you can see, the background is different, but those 3 fish from the Aquafun are still there. Now, the first one they showed I got from eBay, but the second I got from Slava, who was selling it and it wasn't selling, so I just said, hey, I'll get it. And did I have any reason to buy both of these? No. Were they worth it? Yes, because they're both very nice and they were both pretty cheap. They were under 30 for both. Not combined, each. They were under 30 each. Under 30 for both would be insane, but not quite. So these both work really well. I have now developed a love for these fish aquariums because usually there's something wrong with them, but these have nothing wrong with them, and that's kind of a rarity. I definitely prefer this one, but this one is still weird too. I kind of like the outer design of this one better, but obviously the fish in this one are better because they're the Aquafun. So that is that. We only got a few things left. Oh, also, super convenient. The box for the one on the left fits perfectly into the box on the right. So I can store them inside each other. Because I feel a little bit bad about throwing the boxes away for these. Considering there's definitely things I could sell sooner than later. I wouldn't be surprised. So, always keep the boxes when you can. Speaking of boxes, not really, because it doesn't really matter. We got Bobo Gorilla. Let me move my phone back. Bobo Gorilla is the Go-Go Gorilla. There's no difference. It's just called Bobo. It's also the Great American Fun box, which kind of looks like just a mixture of all the other battery toy boxes this time, and it does work. This arm likes to droop down, and this arm doesn't, so I'm not sure what that's about, but it's okay. He's just doing, you know, whatever you want to call that move when he has one arm up and one arm down. And if you're wondering if it works, I don't know how to answer that because I've tried it and it's both worked and not worked on separate occasions. Right now it's working. Yeah, it's still working. All right, good. And now it stopped. Oh, now it's back. So I don't know. It works when convenient. It had fully stopped for a while earlier, but I gotta like... Okay, oh, it's on its side now. Alright, that's enough. So, I don't know if I can get a clip of this in its current state. I can try, on white eventually. No point to do it on black, because it is black. But the other one I have, which works, but it's a weird sound one, so you have to be yelling all the time. I don't like that. I will sell that one. I don't know if it'll be on eBay or direct, but I don't need it. This was still fairly cheap, though. I think it was like $25. So for mostly working in box, I think that's a pretty solid price. And it fits so nicely into the little box. Anyways, we have two more things. We got really, really, really weird fiber optic lamp. You look at this and tell me if this is normal, because it's not. Let's turn it on. Obviously the lights are on, so it's not gonna look great, but I filmed some clips of it. They will be up, and they do look great. I don't feel like turning all the lights off anyways, because it's not dark, so it wouldn't really do that much. And look, my head's in the reflection. Okay. So this is just a super big, chaotic, crazy fiber optic lamp. I saw it on eBay. It was a lot of price. It was like $75. But I offered and I got it under 60. And I don't think I've ever seen this before. I, like fiber optic things, except when they get on the ground and shed and crack and pierce you. We don't talk about that one. So I'm glad to have this. I do not have a spot for it yet, because it's very big. So I need to figure that out. But it's really, really nice lamp. The translucent wiring is a really cool design I've never seen before. And obviously there's tons and tons of flowers, so. You can take the cover off really, really easily. Just 2 screws. I screwed them in very lightly so I can unscrew them with my hand if I wanted to. But I don't feel like taking the cover off now. Sorry. Yeah, this reflects both the lights perfectly. I filmed it without the cover on because that doesn't add anything at all. It just reflects shit. I don't want that. So that is almost the last thing for today, but let's take the phone off the tripod and see the last thing for today. You may be thinking lullaby time bead curtain with this, and you would not be wrong. Now, in a way, these are not handmade, so let me explain. It was like Shine or Team, one of those cheap Chinese sites, was selling this same thing for really cheap before. I had no idea about it, because this is right up my alley. The geometric shapes, the neon colors, the acrylic. I mean, I love these things. But I didn't know, and by the time I did, they were sold out. But someone in the Lava server, one of the main moderators, started making them, and I was planning to buy them, and I did. You can look on eBay. They're called Cosmic Wind Chimes. She's got like a whole blacklight product line. I would definitely recommend it, even though I don't really have any use for the rest of her stuff. So the clips I filmed of these are some of my all-time favorites, and I know I put a lot of things in my best of favorite playlist that I filmed at this point, but that's just because I mostly film good stuff and not the Beneath the Leaf Fairy finger puppet. So right now I got 4 of them. There's blue, there's pink, there's orange, and there's green. They're on this thing I got at the thrift store forever ago that's really convenient for filming like mobiles. I don't know what it is or where it comes from, but I just kind of stumbled upon it. I filmed them both as a group and individually, and they are, as you might imagine, blacklight reactive. Super, super good under that. They still look good here, but in the clips you're going to see within the next couple days, they're even better. So highly recommend these. I got these 4 for $55 total. They're decent size. I mean, they're not super small, but not super big either. Maybe a foot, I don't know. So, highly recommend these. If you are in the Lava Lamp Discord server, you can contact her individually and probably get a deal. That's what I did. So really, really happy with these, because they are practically made for me as far as I'm concerned. But that is all for June toy review. I was probably about to make up another month accidentally. So like I said, July, I know a couple things already. You'll have a UK order that is really, really good, and a France order that is good, but not quite as good. There's two really weird things in it, though. So stay tuned for those within the next couple weeks, and I will see you soon with some clips and things. Bye.